It's a good angle.
Did you just go? You just went live. Okay.
That's all right. It's just at the start. No one's watching, are they?
There's 3, I think.
I haven't got any numbers. Oh, we're up to 5. Well, welcome.
How are you saying that?
People. It's in next to the live thing.
No, I don't get that.
Top left of my riveting viewing at the moment. We'll be kicking off in about a minute.
We're just getting the channel warmed up.
Hi, Ahmet and Jake. Welcome.
G'day, guys.
Yeah. Obviously, we're down to 3 now, so some people weren't impressed.
Bad start.
Oh, well. You win some, you lose some.
I think we're losing some.
Well, we'll see how we go.
We're just warming the room up. Got any jokes, Dave? Poor Max, straight into it. Jesus. Whoa. Jeez. Don't pull any punches, mate.
Yeah. The Honda boys did not have a good weekend.
Oh, let's just jump to the let's just do the spoiler alert.
All right. So we had some Formula One over the weekend. Where do we start off with?
So I reckon let's recap.
McLaren prediction was amazing.
Actually, I've got my predictions here. I can look through what I said. No, because mine was different to yours.
Yeah.
So
I can edit mine.
Yeah. I'm putting that away. So, we had some racing. If I remember correctly, someone said McLaren for the championship. Don't know who that was, mate. You must be on the wrong channel.
I think that was Trav.
I'm sure I said Magnussen.
You never know. They could turn it around.
We'll wait for today's predictions.
All they need is Mercedes to find that, hammer time button or whatever again, and who knows? They could be back in the hunt.
So should we start off with let's chat about Red Bull and what happened there?
It was a fuel issue. Something with the pumps didn't work properly with the.
That's what they're saying.
The E10. So conspiracy theorists are saying Yuki's is fine, because Honda decided to blow up everyone but the Japanese ones. Yeah. There's also a bit of a rumor that the Mercedes engines have been turned down for reliability, and that's why the bottom 6 was all the Mercedes customer teams. And then obviously the main team gets the big budget and the good settings.
So being engineers that you and I are, obviously, why
I know exactly how. So what happens is air goes into the engine and it mixes with petrol, and then there's boom, 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 and then the power goes out through the diff in the back.
So why do you think it didn't happen during quali? Low fuel, same kind of. I guess it would have been. When was quali run during the day?
I think it's probably the timing, like how long the engines have been running more than.
So a heat thing, you think?
Just a reliability thing over time.
So first prediction, do you think that'll be fixed this weekend? I reckon yes.
I don't know. They won't have the same kind of speed because I'll turn them down.
But it's a different kind of track. This is a.
Also, I haven't looked into it properly yet, but that's potentially one engine down for the 3 of them already in the season.
No, I think they came out and said it was okay because it was isolated. I'm sure it was okay. I think it's okay. Yep, I think it's okay because there's an isolated issue with the fuel pumps. I think where Red Bull is.
I did forget about the spark to make the boom.
You're an engineer, aren't you?
Let's not get
that was the whole lead-in.
Spark plugs at the moment. That's a story for another day. So
your surprise. What was your surprise of the weekend?
Magnussen.
Really?
And then how far away Mick was. I fully expected Mick to be a lot closer. If not,
Really, Magnussen?
Yeah, well, because he kind of a week ago he didn't have a job. Well, he had a job, but not that job, and kind of came in and just smashed it. And then you do wonder what the results for that team would have been like last year if they had stuck with Magnussen and Grosjean rather than having. Because obviously,
really,
I think Mick's been kind of cruising around. You know, he had what's her name, Captain Russia, covered.
I can't remember his name now. It's like last year's issue now. He's out one. Like, what was his name? Actually, what was his name?
All I can think of is Sorokin. Someone in the comments, help us.
What was his name?
Hey, Graham.
D-Dub's right. Mick got spun. Mick did get spun. And I think, well, actually, let's talk about the spin. Probably the
Mazza spin.
Mazza spin. But Mick did get spun. So I forgot about that because he got spun around, but then he took off again. It was probably the world's best 360 I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's right. It was Ocon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that was well. The way I viewed that, though, I mean, Ocon, because I think Ocon got a 10-second penalty for it, or a 5-second or whatever.
5.
Yeah. But the way I read that one, though, I mean, Mick was, Ocon was a long way in there, and Mick just didn't give him any room. So. Yeah.
And it was first lap too, so I don't think they should have penalised him.
Yeah, I was very surprised on that penalty. I think, they've been a bit, after the kind of, let them race last year and then everyone having a piss and moan about it, then this year they go more the other way, like, better penalise that because, But
I think the consistency is going to be worse.
Oh, probably. And then having two guys calling the shots during the year. That'll add to the confusion.
But that isn't that changing per race? One does one race, one.
Yeah, I think it's alternating like that. So you're getting
consistency.
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem. But maybe you should have the two guys in the room together all the time or something.
I think you're right. I think they should bounce off each other and come to an agreement. Like you and I, we're pretty easy at coming to an agreement.
Yeah, that's it.
Most things.
So what was your surprise for the weekend then? If you weren't surprised with Magnussen,
honestly, it has to be McLaren. And I know Ricciardo had time off because of COVID, but not just McLaren. Norris, he was really bad. Really bad.
I think they also they threw a few different at the car during the race, because they both went on the hards at one point. They did
a full cycle.
And they started on the mediums and things. So I think they were using it a bit more of a test session rather than a full on.
Which is smart.
Well, if you know where you're not going to score points, you may as well try and learn a bit. Whereas, some of the others down the back might have been going.
What do you think about Williams? Albon was happy.
Yeah.
Don't say you're happy with Williams.
Well, the only thing is they were around that kind of McLaren and Aston Martin.
Which is at the end of the pack.
To be honest, I can't remember who finished in front of who. But
who do you want to know? I've got them written down. I've done some.
Okay. Well, what was the bottom 6? Because they were all Mercedes customers, weren't they?
So it was.
Take away the retirements.
So you got Hulky in last. Yep. Latifi, no surprise.
Yep.
Norris, Ricky, Albon, Stroll, and Shuey.
Okay.
That's your bottom from 11 down.
So Williams were in there kind of, I suppose, with the McLaren and Aston Martin. So
I expected Albon to be top 10. I really did.
Well, he's not far off.
Yeah, because two people dropped out. so it would be 15.
Second best Mercedes customer car behind Stroll.
Well, at least they finished. I guess I can't speak because, but
they were they're very slow, but they didn't finish.
No, well, well, you got to finish to have a crack. But I am definitely surprised about McLaren, almost to the point where I'm very sad about this year already. And I was so excited last week.
You'd probably want to slit your wrists if you'd predicted them for the championship win or
Which
something.
We don't condone any of that kind of play around here, Dave.
As Jake just said, yes, very surprised. Alfa Romeo as well.
Very surprised.
Yeah, Bottas was in his typical 7th position or whatever, wasn't he?
6th. He came 6th.
6th. Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty good.
He couldn't do better than that in Mercedes.
Well, he almost beat Mercedes. He was racing Mercedes at one stage. It's like, what the? And then Guiang, how do you say?
We got back to like 2012. Well, apparently it's Joe Guan Yu. Apparently, Crofty asked him, and apparently you're supposed to pronounce it the other way, or say it the other way around, because of the first name, last name.
So he did well. He got points first round.
That's a good start, and I was not expecting. I fully expected Bottas to be, right down the back, and him just stone motherless last. So, yeah, Alpha was quite surprising as well.
What I think my biggest surprise was how Leclerc battled Verstappen and how Verstappen was making basic errors when it comes to DRS. He was always passing after, which I did not understand. He did it 3 laps in a row.
And sometimes, like, he's very aggressive, but sometimes that actual, like, the racing brain, I suppose. Like, when you see, guys like Alonso are very good in a battle. Like, they can kind of predict what the other guy's going to do and, make it all work. Whereas Max is very much like, I'm coming in like a sledgehammer, you decide if we're going to have a crash or not. Whereas, like, Leclerc really seems to have that racing brain on him. Where
do you think because Leclerc was so good and elbows out, I think he shook Verstappen and Verstappen forgot about thinking about the next, I guess, 200 meters? Because that's not normal for Verstappen to forget about DRS.
I think he was also a bit incensed about when they told him don't push on the outlap.
That's
right. Then both times Leclerc came out just in front of him, and then you heard him on the radio, and he starts getting that like franticness in his voice,
out of control.
And then and he's not quite thinking about what else is going on out there.
I was surprised, mate. I was surprised.
Yeah, well, considering he's a world champion, you do. I mean, there are other guys out there that you do see that kind of meltdown from at times, but not pointing any fingers at #44 or anything. But he
did well.
Well, he finished where you expect him to finish.
No, but I think I know you're a big fan.
Where else was he going to finish?
I couldn't have finished at all. He could have had a special eBay fuel pump.
Oh, 5th. That was it.
Fifth. Yeah, but I think he handles it well. And
until they turn the engine back up or whatever.
Well, you can't do that if you can't cool the bastard down.
And then
those side AirPods.
He'll complain it's so unfair that Leclerc gets to win races because he has the best car.
No, see, I don't think he will, because even after race 1, like it's race 1, he was pretty good on camera.
If they're still the 3rd best team in the middle of the year, he'll start complaining about, it's unfair, it should be more even. It's not fair that these people can win every race and I can't.
Here's something I'm really happy about. Tyre deg. I'm so happy that there was 3 pit stops for some.
Yep. And that actually made it quite interesting.
A better race.
And there was different strategies and stuff. And they seem to be as well, like changing strategy on the fly as well.
Yeah.
So they got kind of, into the, second stint or whatever, going, oh, we're going to have to change this to a 3-stop. Rather than it just being, we know it's going to be 1 stop, that's it.
It's going to be soft, medium, or medium, soft, and we're done.
Yeah, everyone pits on lap 15 and...
I'm surprised McLaren didn't try the wets. Why not? Why not?
Get a bit of learning on them. Actually, I'm not sure with Formula One. I know, like for the supercars, that the race control has to designate that it is a wet track before you put the wet tyres on.
Yeah, I think so. For safety reasons, I think so. Yeah. But I'm still surprised because they might as well get all the practice in, get the training wheels on.
Yeah, well, they would have learnt. So
I'm just trying to think what other topic before we go into predictions. What else happened that we need to talk about? I mean, the spin from Mick was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in Formula One.
Picking it back up, and he basically lost no time.
4 seconds. He lost 4 seconds. I think he lost 4 spots in 4 seconds, but it's pretty good.
That's very good.
And he got no credit for it. It's like the camera went and he spun and let's go back to the lead. I was like, well, hold on.
At least they
did show up a miracle 360. Mazepin would have kept going. I don't know how, but physically Mazepin would have caught on fire. V8 is because of tyre banking, I think. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. What D-Dub, what it was I'm pretty sure it was James Courtney one time at Winton, and because you get points for finishing the races. And so they chucked a set of wet tyres on the car in the dry. So he just cruised around like 15 seconds off the pace on a set of wet tyres, saving the good tyres for the next race. So
you can't do that in V8 anymore, can you?
No, so they have to designate that the track is
wet
before you can put wet tyres on. So usually you'll see on the telecast there'll be a little thing on the TV or whatever, and race control designated as wet or whatever.
And I think Formula One still show the tyres for the time anyways. I always show the 3 compounds before your race. So I think we already know you can't use wets, but I'm still surprised. I would like to see Ricciardo out there.
You probably could.
Would have been faster.
You never know.
Road tyres. Like it didn't take out the... I think that's all. Anyone else declared a wet race? Has anyone else got any questions in the comments before we go on to race 2? Because I've got some great predictions.
Well, I want to talk about Texas first.
Why?
I know you don't watch. I don't know you don't watch. No, the IndyCar.
Well, I can't because
Scott McLaughlin.
But what's his? They don't play it on what's it called anymore? On my favourite.
Get a Stan subscription so you can watch your mate Fabian race in his TCR. Honda.
I've got Stan. I've got the movies.
Yeah, well, you need to get a sport subscription or whatever.
I've got KO.
Well, you need a Stan subscription so you can watch IndyCar. And your mate...
So what happened? I missed it. What happened?
It was an oval. Texas is an oval race, and Scott McLaughlin basically dominated the whole race. And got past on the whatever finishing straight by Newgarden and finished second. But considering like where he was last year and that to dominate race 1 and he dominated this race as well. I think he led like 190 of 240 laps. He is genuinely a championship challenger, I would have thought now. So
how did Powell go?
It was 3rd or 4th in the end.
It's pretty good too, Aussies.
He was in the front. 7th state, McLaughlin becomes an Aussie.
No, he's an Aussie, mate.
But and Powell was in the front bunch all day as well.
And AP's right, because I do try and watch the highlights. And actually, I forgot about that because I think they used to live stream it. Someone used to live stream it before it got taken off.
Oh, yeah, people have done that. But they used to actually do like a 45-minute kind of highlights
breakdown
on YouTube. But I don't think they do it as good now. I think it's a bit shorter. I think it might be like 10 minutes. highlights.
I'm going to check out Stan this week, mate, because I actually jumped straight onto KO when I knew the race was on because I knew he qualied second, did he, or first? Second.
Yes, second.
And I jumped straight on the KO to try and watch the highlights and went, it's not, where is it? And I went, it's on Dave's favourite, Stan.
Yeah, begrudgingly now have a subscription to that as well.
You got Foxtel too? You like old school? Or you get Optus
Prime? No,
Optus Vision. Optus Vision. Do you have Orange Telecom? No. Do you have Orange for the mobile phone?
Back in where's my flip phone?
$29 for a month. Is he kidding?
No, it's seriously because you have to have the whatever the HD subscription, then $10 for sport on top.
No,
you can't just do the So
what else are they playing in there? TCR.
Yeah, all of those. Yeah, TCR and S5000 and whatever those categories.
I just changed my VPN. All right, should we move on to
this weekend?
Yes, Saudi, baby. Saudi Arabia. All right. Predictions.
Favourite street track.
That's it.
Where are you going to put McLaren this weekend?
All right. So should we go? Did we do our winners and losers already? We did, didn't we?
No,
we didn't do it. Did we do our winners and losers for number one?
Who's your winner of the weekend?
Last weekend?
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Fanboy.
No. I'm not a fanboy because he got the podium and he's in a really bad car. Yes, Magnussen's in brackets here.
Really bad car. Where was he going to finish? He's in the third best car, and the two Red Bulls didn't finish. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he was fifth.
#44.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it? Is that how the kids do it? And my losers were, of course, Ricky and Norris. Come on.
I reckon the losers were probably all the Mercedes customers. I was definitely McLaren was the most surprising that they were that far down there. But yeah,
and who was your winner?
Leclerc. He won.
We knew he was going to win.
We didn't. I tipped Sainz because I figured I thought Verstappen and Leclerc were going to crash into each other or something. He was actually watching, and you're like, "Yeah, this is going to happen."
Graham, go easy in the comments. It's a warning, Graham. All right, so VPN for the win. So let Stan go hard with a friend. I don't have any friends, mate. Remember last time people put me third? So this weekend.
He can't trust you with their passwords.
No, I can't. Give me your top 3 for this weekend. We'll do the top 10. Actually, give me your 10, 9, and 8. Go.
What, 10, 9, and 8?
Yeah. Can you count? We're going backwards.
That's the back of the top 10.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to work. We're working up the room. Ooh, who's he think?
Alpha and one of the 2 Alphas and one of the Alpines.
Oh, that's really...
Alpine actually didn't look bad on the weekend because the others were doing so shit.
Well, Alonso came 9th, so I wouldn't be too excited about that.
Yeah, but I was expecting them like 15th and 16th.
I'm taking his channel real serious, unlike you, and I've actually written down names from 10 to 1. So I'll put down... I can't remember what I put down now.
Zhou Guan Yu and...
I couldn't spell it, so he's not in there.
Alonso.
No. But here we go. In number 10.
Yep.
Ready? Sonoda. In number 9, and I want this being tagged on this bloody channel, Mark Schumacher is number 9. And in 8th,
Michael Schumacher.
Mickey. And in 8 is Alonso.
Okay. Where are you putting?
I'm feeling really good.
Where are you putting the Alfa Romeos then? What about the Hasses?
Who do you ask for Alpha again? I forgot him.
But Alpha Romeo or Alpha Tauri. Bottas and Zhou Guan Yu.
Hey, you know what? I didn't even put Bottas in the top 10.
Oh, well, he won't be in the top 10 this weekend then.
Here we go. Jack. Yes. Oh, I think
Tsunoda,
he's done well.
Ocon, Bottas.
Yeah. Can I change?
No. You've locked them in now. You've written them on a bit of paper.
All right, done. No, I'm sticking with that. All right, so 7, 6, and 5. You ready? These are big ones.
Yeah.
Big ones. Gasly, because remember, he blew up, so he was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
He caught on fire.
We love Gasly.
I did write Bottas. I'm going to show the crowd. I did write Bottas, but because you can see it's so bright on my friggin' light.
Yeah, you can.
I struck it out. Yeah. Magnussen for 6.
Yep.
And Russell for 5th. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. And then what?
I'm feeling good about that.
Hamilton 4th.
Hamilton 4th. 3rd, Chocolate Leclerc. 2nd, the man with the voice, Saints. Can't stand his interviews. And 1st, I put Verstappen.
What about Perez? He's gonna blow up. You forgot about Perez.
I actually forgot about him too. He's not in the top 10 either.
I reckon Ferrari will be a bit stronger this weekend.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think Red Bull will probably play it a little bit safer with the engines.
D-Dub, Max, human rights.
Yeah, well, let's not get too much into the human rights thing here.
Perez is overrated. What's your thoughts on that? Comment by AP.
Yes. Because really? I reckon if you had Gasly or Albon in that car now with Perez's experience, I think they'd be doing the same or a better job.
Really?
He was a long way off Verstappen in qualifying last year. I think I can't remember exactly, but I think he was the deficit was pretty much the same as what Albon's deficit was in qualifying.
Last race or last season?
The whole of last season.
No, I thought he did pretty well.
No, because the car was further up the front. So it was a better car as well. And Albon only had half a season at Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
Before he went into the big team. And then, he did have 18 months. But when you think like Perez has had 15 years or whatever at Jet Force India and that before he went to
Jet Force. I miss Force India though.
He started at Sauber when it was still Sauber.
We'll get another top 10 here. Let's have a read of that
one. If I were Red Bull, I'd be trying to steal Sainz. But they kind of let him go because they were too invested in Verstappen.
I think Sainz is overrated. That's my opinion on him.
He's the best number 2 out there, probably. Depending on how you classify Ricciardo and Norris as number 1 and number 2.
I reckon Red Bull should have got Magnussen. Just kidding. So here we go.
Well,
Amit, top 10.
Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen, Gasly.
Perez.
He's got them all the wrong way around.
Perez, Gasly, Hamilton, Russell, Bottas, Shuey, Ocon. Perez in front of Verstappen. Amit, give us a reason why. That's a bit of an odd choice.
Yeah, so swap Leclerc and Sainz around and swap Perez and Verstappen.
No, see, what did I put?
I think the Mercedes will be in front of Gasly as well. I mean, Gasly's good, but yeah.
I put Sainz in front of Leclerc this weekend. I reckon he's a better driver.
Who?
Leclerc's far. I put him.
Sainz is extremely good racer in that, but Leclerc's faster.
No. Leclerc's just the best looking on the grid. That's all I can say. He's a good racer. Kind of. It's okay, isn't it? All right, let's do man crush. Who's your man crush in F1? don't do that.
Daniel Ricciardo.
With the wets on?
how can you not be attracted to that man?
You're being serious.
I shouldn't have done it while taking a sip of water. Christian Mansell in Euro Formula this year. This one because I haven't been following all the.
Is he related to Mansell?
No, well, when I first heard his name, I thought he was, but apparently he's Australian. So I actually don't know much about him, Mad Cow Mark. I really haven't been following the junior stuff enough to know the young Australians coming through properly.
Well, I watch F2, F3, and I'm of course F2 with Dylan. But since Oscar's come out of it, I've kind of.
Did you watch F2 over the weekend?
Yeah, I did.
How did young Dylan
Can't
go?
remember. Honestly, I can't remember.
What about?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I was just going to say what happened with Liam Lawson.
Yeah, Vips and Lawson should be both at AlphaTauri next year. Gasly should go to Haas, Alfa Romeo. Gasly should go to Alfa Romeo.
I think Gasly's.
Dylan choked. What did he come? I can't remember.
Where do you put Gasly though? Because he's Red Bull don't want Gasly. He's too good for AlphaTauri. But then, where does
he will take Perez's seat? Surely. Who else will?
No, apparently they don't want him back because he was a bit of a see you next Tuesday while he was there.
But so is the doc, though. I look at the doc on camera and go, he'll be a hard man to work with.
The doc?
Yeah, the doctor of Red Bull.
Oh, Marco, yeah.
Helmet.
Ask Craig Lowndes about Helmut Marco.
Next time I have dinner with Craig Lowndes, I'll have a chat with him about it. Hey, Lounsey. He's in the next room. Hey, Lounsey.
How's it going, buddy?
How's it going? When Hamilton retires.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who they've got lined up.
I think he will go to either Alpha or Red Bull. Will have to pick him up because who else is coming up to the Red Bull ranks? I can't think of who else is in the Red Bull ranks.
Well, you've got like Liam Lawson coming through, and
also
Yuri Vips is in
the Red Bull team.
They're the ones ready for promotion.
And what he says then, what you just said then, I think they will mimic Mercedes by having a driver too. I think you're right. I think Perez will probably stay longer because he's happy to come.
He'll end up, like a bit like a Bottas, where the contract kind of gets extended to keep Max happy.
Yeah, but he was only extended every year. That's why I didn't like the Bottas deal because Bottas got a year at a time, and that would have been playing heavy on his mental health. He'd have been like,
but all they only wanted him to keep Lewis happy
as a blocker.
Yeah,
well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
They didn't want like the wrong person to win the championship again, like 2016.
So, D-Dub said, "Will you talk V8s like this, Dave?"
I would like to. I need a bit of a co-host who knows stuff about V8s to do it, though.
I jumped at a V8 when I couldn't buy the car on Monday. I wanted to win on Sunday and buy on Monday.
You can go and buy a Mustang from Ford at the moment.
Yeah. Has it got a tube chassis?
I'm sure you can go and buy a ZB Commodore from Pick Apart.
From Opel? No, sorry, mate. I loved it when the Volvos were in. Actually, let's talk V8 for a tick. I loved it when the Volvos are in there. I'm a Volvo fan. Will we see that again? Will we see that again? Not Volvo, but just another manufacturer.
I really hope so.
Who will be in the firing line for that? Who's actually got the option to come across? What, Chrysler or
anyone really? They're doing it a little bit differently now, where like because the Camaros more the supercars is designing the cars now more than like where the manufacturer used to have to do all the design and that.
Have an input.
So now they've like Chev's given them permission to use the shape and whatever. So Supercars is kind of doing the design on it and whatever. So I think if you can do that with some other manufacturers, you could get them in for a lot less cost.
So we're not looking at you have to have a V8 in your fleet of cars to put this car in.
No, and like when like the Volvo and that came in, they had to use an engine that was from their family, and it had to be 5 liters and blah blah blah.
So they must have stroked out the Kawasaki motor.
Yeah, the Yamaha, wasn't it?
For the Volvo? Sorry.
Yeah, Yamaha. It was like a 4.4 or something that was stroked up, and then they sleeved.
Beautiful motors.
The Nissan's was like a 5.6 that was sleeved or something to bring it down.
Well, what did that come out of though? It must have been like a Patrol or something, was it?
Yeah, it was Patrol. Yeah, the whatever VK56.
Well, that Volvo V8 is magnificent. It's a beautiful engine. Volvo was a Turbo 4.
Not when, maybe back in the 80s.
Maybe back in the heyday.
Yeah, with Robbie Francevic back in 86.
Or twin turbo V6.
Yeah, well, they were going to bring in a twin turbo V6 for the Commodore, but then they
and they canned that idea. So what's going with Holden? Why can't I go to Barry Burke and buy myself a Chevy?
You can.
No, I can't.
It's Silverado.
I've got a Barry Burke up here. I can't go down there and go, hey, can I have a Chevy Camaro, please?
You buy a second-hand one.
See, wasn't that meant to happen? Weren't they meant to bring over this God car to manage the Mustang?
They did, and then they gave up because it was too expensive. And yeah,
I'm disappointed, Dave. Hence why I don't get into V8 supercars.
The problem was, though, you could go and buy a Mustang for 60 grand. The crap Camaro that was like the automatic gay one was like 85 or something, I think. And then I think it was like 110 or something stupid if you wanted a manual one that had I think it might have been a supercharged V8 or something in it. You had to spend like 110 grand to get the proper one. Like you could.
Yeah, but was that delivered, Australian delivered, or was that American delivered, and we're converting it with a bit of handshake?
That was the problem. That it was they were brought over here left-hand drive and then they were converted by Walkinshaw.
Yeah.
To right-hand drive here. So they come with full warranty and everything. Like, it was really good the way they did it. But the way I looked at it, and even, I mean, I have a more Holden kind of bias. But I was like, if you were looking at a car like that, you'd buy a Mustang and spend 20 grand on it before you buy a Camaro. In my opinion.
Yep.
So.
And you're a Holden man.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm
a Ford man. Oh, we should do a chat. Wouldn't that work out well?
Yeah.
Corvette will be right-hand drive from factory. Yeah, but Ahmet, that Corvette was meant to be one of the cheapest supercars we can buy. And I think there's one for sale on car sales right now, the C8, and it's like $220,000.
Yeah, I think the new ones are going to be even more, aren't they?
But they shouldn't be. In America, they're like $55,000. They're like the cheapest. So
I think the Corvettes are the next ones are pretty expensive, aren't they?
No, the C8. I think it's the C8. The last one, the rear-wheel drive, rear engine or mid-engine. That's dirt cheap. Google it, Dave. Use your Google powers. Porsche are cheaper. I agree. Or AP, don't start Porsches on me, mate.
Shit.
What have you found?
Corvette Stingray has a price of $59,900 starting price
in America.
Wow.
Told you.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah. Less expensive.
Get it here.
$220. Yeah.
They're cheap. Very cheap.
And
then we convert them because they come over here on a jumbo jet. And then
they put them on a boat and it gets lost for a few months.
No, it's got to be a jet, mate, because that's why we're paying so much.
That's really good value. Maybe we should move. Maybe we should move to America and buy a Corvette.
Surely you've seen Carwell and how he talks about all the time how this Corvette is like the bread and butter of supercars. Do you not watch Carwell?
No.
You'll be watching this, I promise you.
I watch Mighty Car Mods for all of my motoring news.
Fullboost.com.
I do watch some of their stuff. We lost your video. You've blown up the camera. Whereabouts are you from, D-Dub? I'm by myself now. D-Dub, whereabouts are you from? Oh, yeah, Ron. The cost of fuel at the moment is horrific. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit lost here. There we go. I figured out how to add you back to the stream.
Was that Carwell that threw me off?
Yeah. You got banned.
What happened there? I saw your viewership went up when I left. Anything else the chat want to talk about? We're hitting 40 minutes.
D-Dub, you're in the 7th state then, so you're fine. As long as we're talking about Scott McLaughlin, we're claiming New Zealand as our own.
Yeah, I need to move to Aussie. No, you don't, mate. You don't need to come here. Trust me. I went and put fuel in the car today, and it cost me, I think it was like $70, and I got 220 Ks. $2.35.
I've had a fuel card now for 15 years. This is the first time I've actually looked at the cost of fuel and driven to a different servo.
Oh, look at you.
Over the last 2 weeks, because previously it would have been, I'm not paying for it, I don't care. In the last 2 weeks, I've actually been, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying that I'm not making the company pay that for petrol.
Oh, it's insane, but
yeah.
It'll come down.
The other week it varied from, I ended up getting it for like $1.95 or whatever, and some places were like $2.25.
Mate, I've been using 91, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be.
Bad.
The mighty CX3 full tank under $100. Far out. That's pretty good. Well, my wife beat you, mate. She's got a Renault.
It's only got half a fuel tank in it.
So the wife just got a new Renault. I think it's got a Carna. It's a 1.3 litre turbo.
So you're an Alpine fan.
Yeah, I am actually. Well, I had a Renault. You know, I had an RS Megane, so I do like them. And she gets 1,000 Ks to the tank. And it's $100.
How big is
it? Like drinks like this. Ooh. That's what it does. And it actually goes all right. 45 litre tank. Jesus.
Yeah, see, that's, yeah.
Someone asked what I have. I've got an Audi Quattro Turbo. Watch out, big spender. What's my DSG gearbox?
Euro trash.
I've done well. This kid's done well. It's a 2002. No, I'm joking. He's like, he's got an Audi. Yeah, it's a 1997. A6.
We'll call you Turtle.
Here we go. The hot topic, Formula E. No, let's not go into that. Someone asked about the F. Go. There you go first.
Formula E still going?
Yeah, just. F2, F3 predictions. I don't know enough about F2, F3 this year, so I can't predict. Ask me last year or the year before, no problem.
Yeah, I need to find some more time to start watching it properly again.
Yeah, I'm with you. I in between now F1 and doing my own channel, I've got no time at all. Which, if you guys are in here, go have a look quick.
That's Slockar guy. Yeah,
still quite well actually. It's doing okay.
It's not bad.
25 subscribers. Thanks, guys. Racing form is I agree. I really like the racing Formula E. They pass. I don't like the video game-ness to it. I mean, I'm a gamer myself, but I don't like the noises. I don't like that.
What's the go with that? Where you go wide on one corner or whatever, and then you get
so that gives you
boost.
pass. It gives you more pass, so more seconds on your charge. So you take a wider arc, then you've got to think an extra. Is it 15 seconds push to pass?
Yeah.
But I think they've got 2 minutes for the whole race or something.
Okay.
Again,
so you can't just drive through it every lap.
No. Well, no, I think you can, but you won't win the race because you're thrown off. But AP's exact fan boost is stupid. So if you're watching live, you can send in a text, and it's like Big Brother. Oh, I hope she wins, and then they give you an extra boost button. Like, come on.
Which is no good for someone like me who usually watches stuff delayed.
Mad cow Mark. I've got 3 Commodore SSs and a 5-litre WB.
With 4 vehicles like that, you probably sat on about $250,000 at the moment. So,
yeah, Mark.
Yeah. Shut up.
Shut
Sell
up,
one,
Mark.
And then you'll buy petrol for the other ones for about 3 weeks. So
sell your cow, Mark. You mad cow. Actually, you probably just on a bit of money there. More power for 3 minutes can only be used twice. There you go. AP, mate, you're all over it. You're all over it.
He knows all the rules. Why did all the manufacturers leave? Because all these manufacturers were signing up, and then all of a sudden, apparently, like Audi, Porsche, BMW have all pulled out.
I've got a funny feeling Audi and Porsche have pulled out because they're trying to get into F1. Now, the problem, and correct me if I'm wrong on the comments, but F1 cannot go full electric for at least 25 years, I think, because Formula E has the rights. Hence why.
Yeah, well, the time's ticking on that. It was when Formula E started, I think. So,
well, I think it was 25 years. So Formula E is like 8 years now. So
yeah, so it's probably 17.
So I think they want to get into Formula One because I think we will see Audi or Porsche in 2025. Is it?
Or both?
No, there's only one ticket, I think.
I think they might do what was the idea with the whole Red Bull Renault thing originally, where you have them like they'll come in and take over the Red Bull deal, and then they'll badge like the Red Bull engines as Porsches or something, and then the Alpha Tauris as Audis. So
Audis, yeah, because they're going to have joint enterprises, aren't they? Technology sharing, I call that.
I think that's what they'll do, and what some of the others probably like. Alpha should say that they're Ferraris and Alfa Romeo or whatever, and just say that it's a whole Alfa Romeo kind of thing rather than the mess.
I think D-Dub's right. I think it was 3036. I don't think it was 2027. I could be wrong. That's for the Go Electric for F1.
I think 2027 is too early.
Yeah, it was in the 30s. And 2025, yes, we'll have a new power plant. Like, it's going to be hybrid still, but I think they're trying to go, is it 70% biofuel or something?
Yeah, and getting rid of the MGU-H, I think it is.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, and having more go from the K. Yeah, because apparently the H is the one that costs all the money to.
Well, it's unfair. I think they were saying if a new company comes in to recreate a K, is it a K?
H.
To recreate a H, they're 5 years behind already.
Yeah, and that's where look how long it took.
We know stuff.
Yeah, some stuff.
Engineer.
I don't know who was the XF1 driver who, unless it was Nico Rosberg's involved in some stuff like that.
No. It's on the tip of my tongue. Get me back on that. I'm not going to use Google's.
Is Vettel back in this weekend?
Yeah, I think well, it's 10 days, so provide a negative or a false positive or whatever it is these days. I don't know anymore, mate.
You go on Google Photos or whatever and steal a shot of one.
They're working on it. Felipe Massa. Is it Felipe Massa who's got the biofuel?
I don't know.
We'll find out tomorrow with Vettel. So yeah, tomorrow's D-Day. And there you go.
Okay.
I reckon Hulks might stay in just for that next race.
Yeah, but
Because where did Vettel have to quarantine? Where he was, or did he go home?
I would have imagined he would have probably had to stay where he was
in his hotel room.
Yeah,
on his private jet.
He doesn't have a private jet,
doesn't he?
No.
I reckon he's got a tip truck, like a bin truck, because he loves picking up trash.
Catches the train and has his vintage motorbike.
Can we actually, before we go off, let's talk hair. What's going on with his hair?
With what? Who? Seb's?
Vettel. Seb's hair.
Sorry. Changes more than Hamilton's.
It is. I need it, but it is a stick-on, isn't it?
I think there might have been an advanced hair visit.
Yeah. Advanced hair, yeah. Because it was. I remember seeing last year's photo, even like December or at the end of the season, and he had.
I think there's some big comb forward as well at times.
No, mate, that ain't a comb forward. That's a stick-on.
Well, it was shaved at one point and there was nothing there, and then all of a sudden it was long and there seemed to be some hair again.
Seb saving the planet by using less hairspray. Verstappen has a private jet. Only vegan Lewis has a jet. I like Lewis. Leave him alone, Matthew. If anyone's interested, live Aussie drag racing tomorrow. Whatever happened to Rochelle Splat? There's one for you, chat. Mad Cow. Do you remember Rochelle Splat? I don't know how old you are, but I was actually thinking about doing a video on her during the week because I used to watch her at Calder Park. Do you remember Rochelle Splat? You know her?
I remember the name.
And Victor Bray. That was all the same time. Rochelle Splat. Yeah, there you go. A bit of tan, a bit of showing my age there. Only 28. That's okay. Seb saving. It looks like transplant from Turkey. Lewis must be an. All right. Go easy on the vegans, guys. I have veggie days some days.
What?
Was that it? No, I do. I eat vegetables sometimes. She's just making a comeback now, I see. She is. So I haven't seen anything on her. So for some reason, this whole week I've been thinking about Rochelle Splat. And she's actually making a comeback. I did not even... Yeah, okay, there you go. I might Google her after the chat. So what else we got, Dave? We're approaching that milestone 55.
The magic hour.
Should we just quickly recap our top three for this weekend so everyone knows how right we're going to be?
Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen.
Okay, I am Leclerc. No, I'm not. I'm Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc. Done.
You going Verstappen for the win?
Yeah, I reckon they'll sort his car. I reckon he's... Yeah, I reckon it was. I reckon he's got it this weekend. I think the shock. What's your shock of the week? This gets over 300 views. No, I'm joking.
I'm trying to think.
Shock of the week. McLaren make top 10. Both McLarens make top 10.
They get the special tune-up code or whatever from Fast and Furious.
I'm not saying that's going to happen. Yeah, they get like the 9th gear, in Fast and Furious, how you change like 20 times.
Perez will be knocked out in Q2.
Ooh, I like that. Red. Come on, chat. What's your shock of the week?
Sorry.
COVID?
Just hate
COVID. We are sitting next to each other. Everyone thinks we're
it's all right. You can't. Yeah.
4-car pilot. Red Bull both cars. Haas wins. Ooh. That'd be good. That'd be good.
I'd imagine. Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. I know.
Maybe I'll have to quarantine.
Monetize this channel, all right. All right, mate. Well.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's it for another week.
Yeah, that's it for another week. I think we've chatted about nearly everything but Formula One.
Oh, we've covered a bit.
We've covered a bit. Thanks, chat. How many do you have at the moment in the room?
14 still here. Thank you very much.
Crazy people. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Play the kids. Kiss your wife.
At least we had fun.
That's Lockcar Guy on YouTube.
All right, Supercars Talk on YouTube, but you probably already know that.
Thank you, Dave. As always, mate. Hopefully we can do this next weekend. Obviously no, it's off next week. 2 weeks.
We'll do a recap.
All right, we'll see how we go. Yeah. Stay tuned. Wife, lol. All right. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, legends.
See you next time. Goodbye.
Ricardo will win. Ciao.